All right. Okay. Heating pad a little bit hot. Cool it off a little bit. All right. So over here, I think we're in progress with this. And I started to do it as a plugin. However, I realized that it might be better served as a middleware. But for now, we'll just leave it on the index.view because we're actually trying to get these things working. So what we'll do is we will go ahead and spin up our server. Ideally, that'll open itself over here somewhere. Hey, what's up, Evan? I guess I need to turn off all caps. Yeah, I'm a developer. That's what I do for my job. I develop web applications and websites. But yeah, so I'm kind of making a trivia chat bot for Twitch. Kind of had the idea to do. And ideally what it's gonna do is it's basically if I need to step away or if I just want to start a trivia game or whatever, or if someone in the chat wants to start one, basically they will throw the command out there that starts up the trivia game. It connects to the back end, pulls in from a trivia API that I have, pulls in based on a category, and then anybody who's actively viewing can answer by oh, thanks, appreciate it. Yeah, I kind of worked really hard to make sure I figured out what the problem was last time, as far as the stream being kind of crappy. More or less it was my video, the video that I'm doing right here, which I just toggled it off and on. It was using the CPU rather than the GPU to render, and I'm gonna end up getting rid of this thing anyways. It's kind of wonky with the calculation. I'm probably gonna get a green screen that sit behind my chair here and use that as a backdrop, so that'll be a little bit better. At some point I'd really love to kind of clean up the room here and maybe paint the walls. This used to be the kids' bedroom, so it's got pink walls. But anyways, yeah, so trivia, it's gonna be I think it's gonna be pretty cool. There's some really cool stuff that we can do. Actually, if I have this spun up, if I open this, and what I'm gonna actually do here is I'm gonna put this side over here. Yeah, my CPU is not terrible, but at the same time, it's running a whole bunch, especially during games, it's running a whole bunch of stuff, but my GPU is really, really good. I have a Radeon, AMD Radeon 5700 XT, I think, which is a pretty decent one. So yeah. And why is that not showing up? I think if I ever want to, did I turn off the switcher? There we go. Anyways. Yeah, it can be played in the chat. So basically what'll happen is, there's a browser source. Hey, what's up, Jake? How you doing, man? Thanks for joining the stream. So there's a browser source that you can input. You can see my little thing up in the corner. It's a follower alert or whatever, follower goals. And more or less what happens is it basically outputs it to a web page. So actually I will show you, and it's going to look like crap because it's not sized properly. But if I go to, and let me go and pull that up. It's the same way that we can do, let me switch back here. Okay. So basically, it's the same way that we can do like alerts for following and stuff like that. But basically it outputs this web page here, and then this web page, yeah, this one's actually through Twitch, so you can actually probably set it up yourself if you're doing streaming. But more or less, it creates a web page that you drop that as a browser source into one of your things, and it puts it over a like a background or whatever. And I did some modification with the color to change the color and stuff like that. I would also love to change the image to like my logo or something, but I just haven't messed around with enough yet. It takes some like CSS and stuff like that. But anyways, so basically what's going to happen with, and my thoughts are that over here under my web page, it will print to a certain route, like maybe like a trivia route or something like that. It'll basically create a web page that dynamically populates questions onto it that also stored in the backend, so that basically the backend knows what the question is. So then the people in chat can chat with like a, you know, like an exclamation mark answer. This is my answer. So whatever's, yeah, but yes, yep. I plugged that into the link. I plugged that into the web, yeah, on OBS or on Streamlabs or whatever I'm using. But then basically they print an exclamation mark answer, and then whatever their answer is, and it takes that answer, yeah, dynamic, yep, takes that answer, and then it tallies the score over here based on who's answered. And so it's pretty much an automated thing. It automatically happens, so it'll be pretty cool. I haven't seen anything like that. I've seen some extensions, and I'd love to get into developing extensions at some point, but for now I'm just kind of focusing on getting this initial chat bot going. So yeah. But I just spun up a new site here using Nuxt.js, which is the technology that I'm using for the front end, basically. But I seem to have a couple of errors, so I'm going to take a look at these. In fact, I'm going to actually dock it to the left side because that'll be a little easier. Normally I have it pulled up in a like on a separate window, but I'm going to have to deal with this until I figure out how I can rearrange my windows a little easier. So we've got a couple of invalid attempts to destructure. Okay, so something with, I believe, the destructuring here, or maybe this destructuring is a problem. Take a look. Yeah, it looks like it's a... You know what? I think the last thing that I did was this, so let me comment that out. I'll take a look at your channel, yeah. Let's see. And I'll go ahead and share it. Go ahead and take a look down here.
Again, I don't know if you would be interested.
Keeping it pretty chill here. Oh, I like the suggestion box. I need to actually get that, because if I'm doing like development work and stuff, I have this under software. Oh yeah, so it's in real life is the is a tag, but like the category is software and game development. That's basically software development. But my tags are English, in real life, and creative. Yeah, mobile probably is, so I'll actually kind of show you what mobile's going to look like here on your site, more or less, and that's actually not super accurate. Let me refresh that. So this is what mobile is going to look like. And the reason that mobile's not going to show you your stuff is probably because they have it closed. So like all the banners down at the bottom, like all the extra banners, is they just have those as display none or whatever. So it's just basically hiding it on mobile, just so it fixes screen space, which is honestly fine. This is what the mobile website looks like. I don't know if this is exactly what they have as far as the app goes, because mostly people use the app on mobile app. So I mean, this is probably pretty close. In fact, let me take a look at it real fast on my phone. Yeah. Let's see. Gotta find. That's the only thing I hate about this is it's not super great on the app. Not super great to look stuff up. So yeah, it looks fairly similar, I'd say. I mean, obviously some of this is smaller and stuff, but yeah. So it's blank. So you're talking about the section at the bottom down there. It's missing. It's not really blank. It's missing. And the reason it's missing is because it doesn't. That's a hard-coded thing that they have set to hide what's down at the bottom down there. So more or less. So if I pull this back open and refresh this, scroll down. Oh, see, it's even responsive. So if I open this up, let's see, and I refresh it again. Yeah, okay. It's still trying to detect that it's in mobile mode. I think. This is weird. Oh yeah, it's m.twitch. Yeah, that's telling it basically that it's on the mobile version of it. So yeah, if I come back here, I go to following. So yeah, it's specifically because they have a different layout. And it's also not going to show it unless you show up on this page too. Are you do you have stuff on your about page? Go to your about page. I also wish I could stop it from automatically playing here. Okay, so yeah, you said, yeah, it's basically what's happening is it's trying to hide it. It's trying to hide the stuff that's down here, these extra banners, because it doesn't have enough real estate. When I say real estate, I mean it doesn't have enough space on the actual. So again, let's open up this mode, refresh it, because it'll refresh in m.twitch. Yeah, and let's see. I mean, there's your little blurb. I don't know why that's not showing stuff. I don't know. Maybe yeah, maybe Google it or something. I don't know. But anyways, yeah. So more or less what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to create that chatbot, and let's go ahead and refresh this because got a couple errors going on here. So actually, so if you guys want to test this is kind of cool. If you do exclamation mark hello. Okay, maybe actually I don't have anything set up yet. But yeah, so this is okay. Yeah, do whatever you it's, and you can actually see right here it's logging the chat. So I'm having a problem destructuring the array, and I think it's that array that I'm destructuring. Oh no, this is the problem up here. I don't know why that's doing that. Okay, let's try that again. Interrupted my stream. I appreciate it. And everybody else who's watching, thanks for joining the stream. We're developing a Twitch chat bot for trivia. So if I do, what was one of those? What was one of those? Where'd they go? Oh, they're there. So let's do hello. Let's see what happens. So there. So Digital Dungeon Bot says hello from the other side. So that's what hello does right now. I'm still trying to. I'm trying to work my way through figuring out how to get these functions to trigger based on if the command that's typed here. As you can tell, we're not getting that error there anymore, and I think it's specifically because I was trying to destructure this, which I shouldn't have been doing. So more or less, what's happening here is I am trying to pass in an object, which I need to basically, I mean, you just do object there, and then destruct, just print out the object, which honestly, it'd be object.arguments, and that's for the answer. So basically, if you type, if anybody else wants to try it as well, we do exclamation mark in the chat, answer, and then whatever your answer is, it basically should have repeated back, my answer is this, but I got an error over here. So client is not defined. Why is client not defined? Oh, okay. So I forgot what's happening here is that I also need to be either pass the client in as a reference because it's not being able to find this client. And this is where I have to, I'm going to have to rethink some of this because I don't want, I don't know why I'm, oh yeah. I could just pass client in as a final thing. So then it would be something like that, probably. It's probably not the best answer, but or best way to do this, but all right. So if we try that again, and that threw a whole bunch more errors. Client is still not defined. Yeah. Okay. So you know what? Let's console log this object before we actually do that, because it should be passing client in as an object. Let's try it again. And I'm blowing up my chat here. Okay, so if we go back to console, into the bottom here, that should have logged client. Yeah, so this should have a function on it, which is say. And it does not. Is that because client.say? Why I can't pass that in? Yeah, it should have. Yeah, there it is. So it should have a dot say. So that should have worked actually. What we'll do is we will clear out this. We'll try it again. Channel's not defined. Now channel's not defined. Okay. And that's another problem. So I have to pass in channel, and that's the problem that's going on here. So where's channel coming from? Right here. So on in that channel. So what we might do, This is getting really messy really fast, but we're just gonna go ahead and pass channel in, and this will make it object.channel. Getting really messy really fast. All right, so let's refresh this. Come over here. I want a clean slate. Let's do that again. My answer is this: undefined. Ha! So at least we're saying something, and I think it's because I'm passing in arguments instead of argument. Yeah. Let's just make sure that's all. Yeah, so now it should work. So answer daily double. The answer is the daily double. Okay, my answer is this, daily double. Okay, so at least that's working. So what we can do here, and this is kind of cool, is since now that we've grabbed, basically we're calling a function in here, and whatever we're passing into it, like we're passing an object basically into it. There we go. We weren't seeing that. So basically, since we're passing that object into it, we can basically do anything within the object. This is not the best practice to just pass an object and just to kind of generally take that object through, but honestly, normally you want to be more specific, and that's probably what I'm going to end up doing, but I was just doing this for the sake of arguments. So now that we have all of that, and you can kind of see this object that I passed in right here, which has argument, channel, client tags, all that stuff. So basically I can look at who did what based on the tags. So the tags.user, let's see, username. The tags.username, I can take that and turn that into keeping track of score, as well as, yeah, keeping track of score based on who answered what. So that's great. So I think the next thing to do, and we'll actually come over here, check out this trivia, or check out the trivia API that we need to plug into. We integrated with tmi.js. I also need to add one for cleanup. We'll just do TMI code. So the next thing we're going to work on is the trivia API, which I had one pulled up, but I lost it. So I'll just look it up. Open trivia API, I think it is, maybe. No, that's not the one that I want. There's one that was way better. Trivia API by API Ninjas. Maybe this is it. Yeah, this is it. Okay, so more or less, and then we'll just basically fall on this. Let's kind of look at an example here, and I don't want to do it by Ajax. I'm gonna look up the fetch API because I haven't used it very much recently. So more or less what we're gonna have to do here for the fetch API. I think we can literally just call fetch. And then we will get a resource. So I'll pass in the URL, and then if there's any extra options, and then I'll destructure that as a returns just a promise. So we'll have to do this asynchronously. But on page mount, and you know what, we're gonna add a trivia page. Basically we'll just copy this entire page into the trivia page. We will call it trivia page, or we'll just call it trivia. We don't really need a card. So up here in this, I'm going to get rid of all of this, strip out the template. We are using Bufy, so I'll have to look at some of the stuff just to make it look pretty. But now, more or less what we should have here, if I come back over here to, we should be able to go /trivia, and that should take me to the trivia page, which should really have nothing on it, except for, since it's using this layout, the default layout, it'll have a menu, which is fine for now. I'm not gonna really mess with that too much. So on mounted, once we connect, actually what we'll need to do first is we will need to, and actually I need to look at the API here a little more, because I don't know if it gives us 1 to 30, so we can do 30, we can do up to 30. So let's start with 1. Category limit, so we'll basically pass in so what I'm using right now, I mean there's a couple different things going on here. This, and you'll see .vue is the extension name, so we're using .vue files. Basically what Vue is it's a framework language for JavaScript. JavaScript is a client-side scripting language for, it's a dynamically typed or loosely typed dynamic scripting language for the client, for basically browsers. So you'll see over here my browser that what I'm doing here is I'm doing like, basically I'm creating a web page and I'm serving it through a basically a library or framework called Nuxt, which uses Vue as its underlying. So it's kind of like layers. Like the lowest layer is JavaScript, or it's really HTML, JavaScript, and CSS. I mean, and that's what most of the stuff is written in. That's what basically all this language that you're seeing here. So you'll see more or less a script tag, which everything inside here is JavaScript inside these script tags, and that's just an HTML thing, is script tags. You'll see this template, that's more of a Vue thing, this template tag, but mostly you'll see, like, you'll hear about divs and you'll hear about H1s, and you know, paragraph tags. H1s are headers. So you might actually be thinking of Java. So there's two different languages that people get confused all the time. There's Java, which is it's more of a it's a compiled language. It's not loosely typed. It's compiled. It's you have to basically type everything in it, and it's a lot more. It's very complex and a lot more like messy, I would say. But then there's JavaScript. JavaScript is very simple. It's very fast, easily deployable. JavaScript, to me, honestly, I would say JavaScript is one of the easiest languages to start out with. People might disagree with me on that and say that Python is probably easier. I mean, I know Python as well, and I prefer JavaScript overall, and I've preferred learning JavaScript. But Python, I can see why they make a case for saying Python is easier to learn, and I would say actually probably is easier to learn, but at the same time, it's not. I think it doesn't develop as good practices as JavaScript does, and granted, JavaScript can be really messy as well, so that could be a problem. And you know what I'm noticing as you're typing? I'm noticing that there is it's throwing errors over here. So I need to handle those. So thank you for helping me by typing. I probably would have never seen that. Something about, yeah, I need to trace that back. But anyways, so you know what? Let's put that in our list. Okay. But anyways, yeah, so I mostly prefer JavaScript, but I mean, again, I am a web developer, so another language that I actually really like is C#. And that's mostly because C# is very similar to JavaScript, and also I really like it because I like using Unity, and Unity uses C#, or has the option to use C#. And granted, it's more of a Unity flavor, but I do like I have enjoyed learning some C# as well, so that's pretty cool. How are the sound levels, by the way? Everything sounding okay? Awesome. You can see you probably missed it earlier, but I have a new mic. You can kind of see it here in front of me here. It is a AT2020, Audio-Technica 2020 microphone, and I've had it for I want to say almost 3 years now, but I've never really used it very much because I haven't had a stand for it. So since I started doing streaming, I was like, you know what? I need to dig that microphone out because it is a way better microphone than using like a gaming headset microphone. So I ended up digging this out. I bought a boom arm for it. I've got it kind of off to the side. It's kind of cool because when I'm not using it, I can kind of put it off to the side of here. You can see it kind of disappears, but it's like it kind of it extends. I mean, I can put it up really up high. You can see it's in front of my face, and then I can, you know, adjust to wherever I need it to go. So I kind of have it to the side out of the way here. And it picks up, and then I also did a lot of EQing and stuff to make sure that background sounds don't get picked up super well, but it's also loud enough for my voice, and it's, you know, it's got a compressor on it, and various other EQs. So yeah. Anyways, yeah, I think so too. I'm excited because I want to do some recording as well. I'd love to do some like recording audiobooks. I think that'd be pretty cool. Invalid attempt to destructure non-iterable instance. What is that? So we'll do if response because yeah, I'm interested to see what I'm gonna console log response and see what that comes up with. Rebuilding. All right. Let's see. So yeah, okay, so it's not able to find so basically I just need to check to see if we'll do it the dirty way starting out. If commands, well, you know what, for now we'll just return, and what that's basically doing is it's just returning out of the function. It's just stopping everything if that doesn't exist, and that way we're destructuring properly. Oof, I think I'm missing oh, I need to, you know what, let's just fix the there we go. Okay, so now if we type something in chat, it shouldn't be, and it is. Okay, so okay, you know what, I bet it's something here. So let's raw command argument. And let's comment that out. Let's try this again. Test. Okay, so it is something with this up here. That's the problem. I'm gonna try it one more time. Ooh, it's like compounding too. I don't know what that's about. Um, let's actually, I don't know what this is. I want to check this again. Let's see if this does it. This does it okay. Ay, ay, ay. Something's wrong here. Why is it? I might need to restart the server. Go ahead and restart that. Did I put something at the top of the up here that's causing it to have an issue? All right. No issues. It's still building. Go to trivia. I have a webcam. Actually, it's one that I use for work as well. That I got from work that they provided to me. It's just like it's like a detachable webcam. I don't even know what type this is. Yeah, I don't even remember. So it's just like a detachable. I would show you, but I can't because it's the camera itself. So actually show that, but it's just like a detachable USB one that I plug into the USB. It works okay. I mean, it's so like, for example, and I'll just show you just because, if I turn that filter off, that's what it looks like. Yeah, right. So this is what it looks like. As you can see, it's pink walls, not super clear in here. And I can even open up the make it kind of dark outside. But yeah, and you can kind of see my my arm that I can extend or move or whatever. And it actually has a focus thing too. So if I turn that, it focuses. So let's see. I actually haven't focused it in here yet. There we go. Yeah, and then I also have this light that I don't normally play with this. So normally I have the light like that. But because it's one of these, like, it's kind of a studio light, LED studio light. It's got 200 lumens, so it's not super bright, but it's also kind of like a spotlight focus. So I don't want it to be too bright to wash out my face, but I also don't want it to be too dark. So I kind of turn it like this. I don't like having light in my eyes. But yeah, I'll turn that back off for now. And that's kind of distracting to have it kind of fuzzing out or whatever. And we're actually gonna, if I turn that on, I wonder, is my frames gonna drop? Yeah, my frames dropped whenever I turn that one on, which is a little better. I'll turn it back to what it was before. Yeah, I might get a ring light. I don't know. I need to stop spending money right now. So